Rosie O'Donnell took a brief break from eating and donated a little bit too much money to some Democrat candidates for Congress, violating campaign finance laws, because you're only allowed to donate a few $1,000s to a candidate, otherwise it's seen as a form of bribery. This revelation caused former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik to ask, will Rosie be held to the same standard as Dinesh D'Souza for illegally exceeding campaign contribution limits? Oh, Bernard, that's hilarious. Of course not. Dinesh D'Souza, for those who don't know, is a conservative author and documentary filmmaker, originally from India, who came to the United States years ago as a foreign exchange student. And shortly after his 2012 documentary, Obama's America, was released, which was pretty popular and even in theaters, exposing Obama for the fraud that he is, he was indicted for campaign finance violations after it was discovered that he had a couple friends of his donate to a friend of his who was running for Senate in New York, and then he paid them back, and then technically the combined donations exceeded the individual donation limit. And so he was then convicted, fined tens of thousands of dollars, sentenced to a halfway house for 8 months, and then put on probation for 5 years, and is now and will always be a felon. Many may argue that Rosie just didn't know that she violated campaign contribution limits. She was just being generous. But ignorance of the law is no excuse. Not to mention that argument completely collapses when you find out that she used 5 different addresses and 4 different variations of her name to make those excess contributions. I'm sure she wasn't trying to hide anything. She always goes by those nicknames Rosalinda O'Donnell, Rosalind O'Donnell, and Rose O'Donnell. And there's nothing suspicious at all about listing 5 different New York addresses for your 5 different campaign contributions. Also over the weekend, Rosie wished happy birthday to Karl Marx and praised communism in this bizarre tweet. Oh, I'm sorry, that's from Michael Moore. My mistake. It's so hard to tell those two apart. He said, though the rich have sought to distort him and even use him, time has shown that in the end, Marx was actually mostly right, and that the aristocrats and the slave owners, the bankers, and Goldman Sachs were wrong. Happy birthday, Karl Marx. You were right. In the tweet, he linked to a New York Times article also praising Karl Marx, saying he was right and wishing him a happy birthday. At least the New York Times finally admitted that they're communist. And another strange admission comes from Hillary Clinton, who just admitted on her continued complaining tour of why she lost the 2016 election. Yes, here a year and a half later, she just admitted that part of the reason that she lost is because she admitted that she's a capitalist and that the Democrats just don't like capitalists anymore.
You may be the only presidential candidate since World War II that actually had to stand up and say, I am a capitalist. And you did. Did it hurt you?
Probably. I mean, you know, it's hard. It's hard to know, but I mean, if you're in the Iowa caucuses and 41% of Democrats are socialists or self-described socialists, and I'm asked, are you a capitalist? And I say yes, but with appropriate regulation and appropriate accountability, you know, that probably gets lost in the, oh my gosh, she's a capitalist.
I mean, has hell frozen over? Hillary Clinton's finally admitted the truth that most Democrats are socialists. In celebrity news, yesterday, Kanye West tweeted out, quote, naps are awesome, which got over 250,000 likes and over 120,000 retweets because many mentally enslaved morons think that everything celebrities say is somehow divine and incredibly inspirational. But leave it to CNN senior media analyst Brian Stelter to read way too much into the tweet. He then subtweeted it and commented on it as if this is what Kanye was really thinking. I've alienated millions of my fans. I've angered so many of my friends. I'm lost. What do I do now? Wait, what does everyone agree on? Oh, I know. That's right, Brian. It must be him trying to deflect from all the negative press that he's been getting lately since endorsing Donald Trump. Congratulations, Brian. You win the award for the dumbest person on television today. I almost said man, but we're not sure about your gender identity. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like these videos, I hope you'll support this channel by checking out some of my books or my shirts. Click the link in the description below. And thanks again to everyone who supports this channel by tipping me through Patreon, PayPal, Venmo, and the Cash app. I couldn't do this without you. So thanks again. Check back tomorrow for a new report. and I'll see you soon.